Ed, Ed, and Eddy was one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. It might be the perfect cartoon that represents outside summer fun. For those who might have been too young to have seen this show, fuck off.
Fuck you.
The show is about three friends, Ed, or more commonly known as Double D, and Eddy, as we see their shenanigans trying to scam their fellow kids so they could buy jawbreakers. It's a pretty simple show with some of the best slapsticks in cartoons.
I've been violated.
It has a unique art style, the characters are fun and iconic, and overall just a good watch. Ed, and Eddy ended in 2009 with a Big Picture Show movie. It's a good thing it never continued or got a modern rendition like Powerpuff Girls and Ben 10, since I think it would lose its 2000 childhood charm. But what if it did? What if Ed, and Eddy did get a modern rendition, where they all got older? A reflection of letting go of the past and becoming an adult. This is Peach Creek, a planned fan animated series that is a continuation of Ed, and Eddy, created by George Abingdon.
Morty!
Rick, I was asleep. I was having a little Morty sleep.
And even if we have little to go off with this, only having 2 mini episodes and a pilot, this is looking to be a fantastic fan project, going so far as to be possibly acknowledged by the original creator of Ed, and Eddy. So what's Peach Creek all about? And how does it add to the Ed, and Eddy series? Well, Peach Creek is a web series that follows the cast of the original show in their final year of high school. Before the pilot came out, Peach Creek released 2 minisodes. The first minisode establishes the Canker sisters living their life.
Marie! Marie! You piece of shit! Get up! Get up!
And established that Lee, the red hair over here, is sleeping with Eddy. Yeah, this ain't Cartoon Network anymore, we establishing some adult themes. Then again, the original Ed, and Eddy series got pretty weird at times.
I'm a minor! Stop!
And then Minisode 2 showcases the Ed boys talking to each other. And this Minisode is a fantastic establishment of what the characters will be like in the series. The characters have grown up, with Eddy and Ed smoking weed, which I think all of us expected, but Double D, fitting his character as ever, refused to smoke with them.
You sure you don't want to hit Double D?
How many times do I have to tell you? The risks involved. It's a gateway drug. It can lead to more.
Oh man, just shut up, will ya? I'm enjoying this.
It would be easy to just make the older version of the characters be vulgar and sleazy to seem adult, but they actually kept the characterizations pretty well, while still updating the characters within a more adult-oriented show. The voice actors are also amazing, with the voices almost mimicking the original characters' tone and enunciations. But of course, having a more mature tone that makes me truly believe that these are the original characters but older.
Adapted fabric-like qualities. Interesting.
No.
I say we take a break. This learning stuff is making me hungry.
Come on, Sockhead. It's gonna be insane.
Look at me run! Humphrey!
Yeah, come on, Double D, you're gonna be 18.
And now, the pilot. Okay, it's technically episode 1 and not a pilot, but you know what I mean. Fuck off, they mean the same thing on YouTube.
Fuck off!
Peach Creek episode 1 opens with a slick credit sequence and then within Double D's house. And already, I'm in love. You see, in the original cartoon, we never see the children's parents, only their arms and silhouette and shit. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we never see Double D's parents at all. Their only presence being the sticky notes they leave behind. Probably just an easy way to not have to show the parents when they're at his place. But in Peach Creek, it has a different meaning. With the slowness of the camera, the melancholy music, and Double D's expression, this otherwise cartoony scenario is framed as sad. Double D is neglected by his parents, probably feeling alone and unloved by them. So this opening scene establishes the main theme of not just this pilot, but probably the whole show. Growing up and realizing the ugliness of the world and the situation you're living in. There's more evidence of that later on. After the opening, we soon see Double D going through high school and passing by the various age-up characters from the original cartoon, including Marie, which he's uncomfortable by. Now, I'm not trying to invalidate Double D's feelings here, but if teenage me saw a girl like that reacting to me, I would have been like, yeah! We then cut to the Ed boys at the junkyard, and while their dialogue is more mature, talking about work and stuff.
Okay, Ronald Reagan. Besides, I got work tonight. Night shift. Give me a break.
They still have the classic back and fourth wall breaks the original series had.
Johnny 2x4, 4x2, 4x2x2x4? What was it?
Did we even ever call him that in the original show?
Season 1, I think.
However, adding to the theme of the series, they mentioned Johnny.
Oh, I forgot to say. Johnny started this week. Freaking weird seeing him.
I haven't seen him in years!
Lumpy, it's only been a few months.
Johnny was an odd character that often talked to his friend, Plank, a piece of wood. He was a good character, perfect for the comedic sense of the show. However, in this series, we hear the consequence of growing up as a weird kid.
He's a hell of a lot quieter now, though.
Yes, well, being a social outcast and ostracized by everybody would do that to you.
Apparently, Johnny is quiet now and doesn't even carry Plank anymore, which was one of his key defining traits. We then move to the scene at night, all the Ed boys hanging out. And again, though their dialogue is more mature and even uncomfortable at times.
Please, why don't you hang out at Ed's?
I have to help Sarah with her homework.
Fine, but we're going to Double D's tomorrow. What's gotten into you, man?
I could ask you the same.
It still has the occasional humor to remind you that this was originally a comedy cartoon.
Alright, let me try one.
Can it be an original story and not a rehash of something else?
Don't get meta on me, sockhead.
Soon they go their separate ways as we see Plank abandoned at the junkyard. Now, let me go full English teacher on you and say this is representative of many things, but for me, throwing away childish things and losing the innocent worldview you once had. Not just for Johnny, but for all the characters of the cul-de-sac. And then we see Ed running away. If you have never seen the original cartoon, this may seem like it came out of nowhere, but in the original, Ed was often abused by his younger sister, Sarah, and his parents often favored her over him. But of course, it was treated as a joke. But here we see the serious consequence of his experience. So him running away here is a clear indication that even though he's a dumbass, he's become aware of how awful his living situation is and realized he's better off leaving everyone behind. And then we get to this weird segment with May as we see the art style change into a beautiful rendition of the original art style and talk to Jimmy.
First, you need a trio to ensure success. But one is now leaving. Second, one who grew around a corrupting force transferred it to a curlio with a line.
And then some weird edit happened showing elements of the original series, including Eddy's older brother,
Like one bounding between two planes. Dance with me, pipsqueak.
and finally, we end in this ending shot of a younger Ed. Again, this is a reference to the original cartoon, where Ed was grounded and had to have the stairs to the exit of his room taken away.
My parents took him down because I am grounded.
That's disturbing.
In the original, it's funny in the context of an exaggerated cartoon, but in here, it's super uncomfortable. And Ed crying really showcases that he had had this feeling of neglect and abuse since he was a kid. And that's the end of Peach Creek Episode 1, or pilot. This is already a fantastic project, and I can't wait for the rest of the episodes to come out. George Abingdon did a fantastic job adapting Ed, Edd and Eddy. It didn't feel forced or cringe. It felt right and almost something Adult Swim would actually do. There's many things to praise this project for. The voice acting, the animation, the music, the dialogue, it's all great. However, if I am to have a criticism of the project, I will say that I'm not a big fan of the art style. Specifically, the characters, not animation. The animation is wonderful. Just the overall look of the characters. To me, it doesn't really feel like a mature look of Ed, Edd and Eddy. The background and environment looks great, but the characters themselves I feel strays too far from the original for me. I don't think it should be an exact copy of the art style, like how they had it during the dream sequence, but something close to it at least. But that's just my opinion. It's a nitpick really. The pilot itself is amazing, and if you want to check it out yourself, it should be available somewhere on the screen. And hey, if you want to see me talk about another animated pilot, why not click my last video here.